everybody, Backyard Bullion here, coming to you today with a very large and heavy box worth of silver. 35 kilo box, it's a big one, it's a group order unboxing. Let's crack on and open up the box. Now whilst we open this very heavy box, we're going to have a chat about the price of silver, and it's gone up. It's gone up. I mean, goodness me, who'd have thought the price of silver goes up? Certainly in the times that we've been experiencing over this last few months with the wonderful economic issues around the world, we saw a big drop in silver prices, but it is quite refreshing to see them going up finally. Perhaps all of the things that people have been saying, that silver is the best thing that you can buy, is coming to fruition. Well, it has mixed meanings and mixed messages, and I guess part of the ramblings of today's unboxing video is going to be about why that's not necessarily the best thing in the world for silver to go up. You know, a small sort of marginal increase over time is good. That's what we would want to see. It's the nice kind of inflation-busting premise that precious metals are all about. But at the same time, I always have mixed emotions when the price of silver goes up, because of course it makes it more expensive to buy, and you know, for me, I'm a buyer of silver, not a seller of silver. Ultimately, I sell quite a lot of silver with my hoard silver business, but essentially everything that we sell gets put back into the business, and we have to buy more stock, of course, more casting grain, and there's a fair amount of casting grain in this order for the business. I think these two very large heavy money bags are the casting grain. We'll crack those open in a bit and have a look. So it's always one of those things where you're like, yeah, it's great for silver prices, spot prices to be going up, but ultimately it's a bit of a mixed blessing, because you want it to stay cheap. If you want to buy lots of silver, that's ultimately the kind of quandary that we're all in right now. That said, there are an awful lot of people still buying silver, despite the fact that prices have gone up considerably, and despite the fact that premiums are still relatively high. Now, the premium side of things, I think, has started to sort of show signs of settling, in that, that's a heavy old bag, in that there are signs that it's reducing, that, you know, some of the dealers out there are starting to take note of what other price points are out there, and I have noticed that the relative percentage of spot prices has gone down. That said, it's still pretty high on the premium of silver, certainly kind of for bullion grade silver. That's the big concern that I have, and how long is that going to be with us for? Probably quite a while, I would think. You know, this world we're living in right now is very complicated, and it's full of unknowns, certainly for the rest of this year. I mean, in the UK we have the topic that nobody's talking about anymore. You just don't hear it. Brexit. Brexit is going to happen, and we have left the European Union already, but at the same time we are still on the transition period with regards to trade, so that's why these group orders are still so popular, and why people are still ordering a lot of silver right now. In fact, a lot of people are, you know, when I get the invoices through from people that they place their orders, I get the notification and people say that they have been buying simply because of the VAT window potentially ending at the end of the year, which is of course a big concern for many people. So the ability to get decent price silver is potentially coming to a close at some point in the not too distant future. And that, of course, is a major worry for some people, that they won't be able to get access to silver at a decent price. Good catch there, Backyard Bullion. Did you guys see that? So, the nuts and bolts of it is, prices, not so good catch there. But anyway, it's in a tube, so it should be all right. Prices are going up for spot. Premiums are holding, if not slightly coming down a little bit. So where does that leave the strategies and thinking for a lot of people going forward? So I have started to see, of course, when silver starts to rise, I've started to see a lot of people saying and reading and talking about the fact that prices are going to continue to rise, and perhaps even they would go really high, as in my favourite phrase, shooting the moon. Hundreds of dollars an ounce, hundreds of pounds an ounce for silver. I still don't think that's likely. A lot of people have questioned my way of thinking on that because of the economic issues that are happening in the world right now, I think everybody needs to remember is some actual silver for you to see. Look at that. We've got the first shiny bits out of the bag. I think a lot of people need to remember that, you know, if silver goes to those levels, there's a reason for it, and that is because currencies have devalued quite considerably. And I don't want to see that. You know, for me, as a sort of average investor in silver, I'd say, you know, I have a fair amount of precious metals, but ultimately, you know, I'm not a big player in the market by any stretch. I have other investments, you know, one should. Silver and gold should not be your primary focus, your primary investment. And if silver and gold went to those levels and had some significant sort of deflation of the currency attached to it, it would mean all of my other assets and investments would have devalued. So it's an oxymoron. If you want to have your silver really increase in value, you are going to be doing it at the expense of the cash that's in your bank account, or the value of your home, or the value of your stocks and shares investments. And I don't think that's something that people really understand. Now, of course, that's not going to affect some people who go all in on silver and they have as much as they possibly can. But, you know, for me, I'm not a keen... I don't really want to see it. I don't want to see £100 an ounce silver, because it would mean something very bad has happened. Along with that, it would mean that we have got issues with regards buying silver for our business. And of course, right now, things are in a bit of a boom for poured silver or artisan silver and premium pieces. I've said it before that it seems that the market generally is happier to pay for a premium product right now relative to buying a bullion product right now. So you get a lot of people who are buying things like these Terra Nova coins or the Vivat Humanitas coins. Premium stuff is arguably a lot better value than bullion grade stuff, because the relative premium is just so low, and you've got a better chance of making your money back on a premium product right now than you do on a bullion product. And that's just plain and simple logic. So a lot of people are following that through with purchases of things like hand-poured silver, or, you know, nice coins, premium coins, which have these extra potential value on top of their melt value. Does that make sense? It makes sense in my head, and I can understand the reason for it, and it's certainly forming part of my strategy and thinking going forwards. I obviously have two heads on for my business as well as for, you know, just general investing in silver. For sure, this year has been by far and away the lowest investment silver year for me. I've not purchased very much at all, in fact, of bullion grade silver for myself. Of course, I've had to focus a little bit on the business with the upturn and up spike in prices. It does put questions in my mind for the long term. What would happen in the event of a £100 an ounce scenario or more? Which I think is a really interesting way of kind of approaching it. You know, it's not often that you'll hear people here on YouTube land saying higher prices of silver is a bad thing. You know, ultimately I think it's good that the prices are going up. That's, you know, good for metals, that's all I say. But ultimately what I'd love to see is the price of gold steadily climbing over time, and the price of silver going down over time. That would be really nice. It doesn't work like that, sadly, though, but that's part of the metals game. So where are things going to go? There's a lot of speculation about that. Please, everybody, bear in mind that speculation is exactly that. Nobody knows. So be very careful when you hear people, even myself, talking about things. You know, I'm saying here that I don't think £100 an ounce silver is likely, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It could very well happen. We'll have to see if it does, but I don't think it will. But there's a lot still to come in this year. We've got the US election, we've got second coronavirus waves, potentially even first coronavirus waves, still having very large impacts on places like the United States. And this is all going to have a run-on effect for the future, whether that be this year, next year, or in 5 years' time. We can all agree there is going to be some very significant financial implications to look at and see how that's going to impact our way of thinking. So be prepared to adapt, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, double bagged in there. Now I can feel there's casting grain in this one. So this is a very large bag of casting grain. I will probably do a video on that casting grain at some point, perhaps even showing how I get it out of these bags and process it, because it's like a Scrooge McDuck moment. But I can give you all, I hope, a bit of a sneak preview in this particular bag, which is much easier to handle because it's not 18 kilos or something ridiculous there. So here is some of the silver casting grain. Wow, look at that, lovely stuff, absolutely glorious. It's very nice, perfect little round beads. I have a feeling this, yeah, well I know this is because I know where the European Mint sourced it. It's from the Royal Canadian Mint. Lovely, lovely Canadian silver to pour with. It pours so well, that stuff. A bit more expensive than your sort of the cheapest shot that one could potentially buy on the market, but I feel like it's a much better standard and quality of casting grain. And having had a look at some of the assay results from it, it's very, very close to 4.9 silver, which is of course a really cool thing. So there we go. That is a very large, very unorganised pile of silver, which is it's quite a wonderful sight to look at. I haven't even got the 18 odd kilos that's in here. Let's see if we can just get it out. That would be at least nice for you to be able to see. As I said, double bagged so it doesn't break and fall everywhere like I had in one of my very first unboxing videos of some big silver shot. Picked up the bag from within the bag and it had split and it went everywhere, all over my kitchen table. There we go. That's a big bag of silver. Look at that. Have a guess down in the comments how much silver you think is on the table. I haven't even done the final calculations from all my spreadsheets. I don't know. I will be doing it, and whoever votes closest to it will pin your comment down below. Now, if you want to see a slightly better organised look at this silver, we will be doing that. So for those who don't know, gosh, you know, it's built up quite a sweat unboxing this much silver. For those that don't know, this is a group order. It's not my silver. I probably should have said that at the start. It's going to be quite a lot of people going, my goodness, how come you've bought so much silver? So it's not mine. We organised this for the group orders through the forum and through our channel here, and people buy it and we distribute it out. So by the time this video goes live, pretty much all of this, other than the casting grain, will be out the door. And we will be doing a slightly better organised overview of the coins that have been ordered, so people can see a little bit more about what's happening, what people are buying, what's popular, what's not popular. Some of the cooler coins in here, I can see a 5-ounce version of the Black Flag coin. That's pretty damn cool. Some older Britannias. Got the kind of crowd favourites at the moment with these Humanitas coins, the 20 Dragon Bars. I see some Germania coins in here as well. So there's a lot of very cool things to look at, and we'll give you guys a little bit of an overview of what people have been purchasing in a future video. So if you wanted any better reason than that to subscribe, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, that's basically it from us here today for this unboxing monstrosity. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Put a thumbs up on it and share it around on your social media. In fact, that looks like a pretty good thumbnail. Let's put the thumbs up there. There we go. And otherwise, have a great weekend. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, and please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.